Gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it's in a heavyweight division. The judges, Steve Weisfeld, Don Nodecker, and George DeGabriel. The timekeeper de bell is Cecilio Tito Pedraja. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 10-round heavyweight bout, referee Wayne Kelly. And now, my good friends, introducing the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the multicolored trim. He tipped in at 238 3/4 pounds. Professionally, he has 20 wins, only 1 loss, with 15 knockouts. The 1988 Olympic gold medalist. He is currently ranked number 4 by the IBF, number 8 by the WBA and the WBC. From Newark, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, here is Merciless Ray Mercer. Mercer. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the purple trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at an even 234 pounds. This fella has 18 wins, 9 losses with 13 knockouts. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, boxing fans, here is Jesse, the Boogeyman Ferguson. Ferguson.
All right, Ray. All right, Ray, Jesse, we're boxing under the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. I expect a clean fight, obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times, shake hands. Boxing is about. Let's go, seconds out, let's go.
All right, so it is Merciless Ray Mercer getting ready for a tune-up for his expected title shot in May against Riddick Bowe, if all goes well for Bowe tonight, against Michael Dukes. And the veteran Jesse Ferguson, kind of a professional opponent, is the opponent for Mercer. Question for Mercer, George, is has he polished his boxing skills since the embarrassment of his loss to Larry Holmes, when Holmes demonstrated all of Mercer's inadequacies, both as a defender and as a tactical fighter?
There's something that has to be said about a guy with creases in his boxing fight. It's like, hey, I'm going to be sharp from the bottom up. Jesse Ferguson told me before I met him earlier today, he said, I don't want to be known as a sparring partner, which means he's going to really try and win this fight this evening.
I saw Jesse Ferguson for the first time in 1986 against Mike Tyson. That was the fight after which Tyson said, I was taught when throwing the uppercut to try to drive the nose bone into the brain. And he doggone near did it with Jesse Ferguson. It's been a rough road for Ferguson ever since then.
And he landed a good straight right hand right on the side of the chin of Mercer this time. Mercer just seems to not mind being hit.
Mercer with a powerful left hook drives Ferguson back into the ropes. But you're right, even against a relatively slow-fisted puncher like Ferguson, Mercer remains an open target, George.
It does. And sometimes when you fight a guy like Mercer, you don't try to knock him out anyway. Just get the points. Don't upset him. Jab him, throw a right hand, move out of the way.
Mercer a little short with a right hand over the top. Merciless Ray Mercer fell in love with his punching power early in his career, and because of it, maybe didn't learn as much as he should about the niceties of boxing. And to be honest, he's a late starter, 26 years old before he ever got out of the amateur ranks.
Sometimes it makes you smarter. Remember, Kenny Norton got started late. Went on to become one of the smartest heavyweights of all time. Jesse Ferguson has been hit hard by some of the hardest hitters in the ring today, so you're not going to intimidate him with just power. You have to do a lot of other things.
Oh, there's a solid right hand by Ferguson, and another one. And the sweat flies off of Mercer's head as Ferguson hits him right in the mouth. And there's a little bit of blood around the mouth of Ray Mercer.
He seemed to function like that. Bleed a little bit, hurt a little bit. But I'm coming on later on. Those body punches that the boogeyman is hitting him with early may take a lot of power away from him for the later round.
Yeah, it's been a relatively intelligent first round for Ferguson, who stayed out of big trouble and landed some good shots of his own. Ferguson showing a little head movement, remembers to go to the body as the first round comes to a close.
Remember Tommy Morrison telling us that he hit Mercer with his best shots and nothing happened, so that's his MOS.
Keep doubling it there. You doubling it nice, but you got to double it a little more. Now, but you got to come up the middle, yeah. I know.
Music to the ears of our George Foreman, who will not allow Morrison to hit him with his best shots.
On the inside. So you got to go between.
All right, here's Jesse Ferguson, who is an opponent for the man who is supposed to be a future opponent for the present heavyweight champion, Ray Mercer. I imagine that round might have cheered up.
All right, second down, let's
present
go.
heavyweight champion.
Ray Mercer, we're told by punch count statisticians, threw 65 jabs in round number 1, about 4 times his normal jab outputs. So he's practicing his jab tonight. Getting ready to jab with the jabber when he fights Bowe.
Very important body punches. When you're waiting to come on later in the latter rounds, you don't allow the guy to hit you in the body because you won't have the power later on. And Ray Mercer is allowing himself to be hit in the body a little too much. Mercer is not going to get a knockout.
Fighting like this?
I mean, he's not having to worry about it, but those body punches are doing more damage to Ray Mercer than the headshot.
And Ferguson landed another long right hand and came back with 2 or 3 shots to the body. It has certainly been no Mercer walkover so far.
Break, step back, clean break.
The boogeyman.
He's been a professional sparring partner for a long time, Jesse Ferguson. So he's been what you call a punching bag for a lot of guys. It's not going to disturb him to be shook, rattle and roll.
Has he been in your camp?
Never.
Never had Jesse.
But he's been in Tyson and a few other guys.
Carl the Truth Williams.
Jesse, let him go. Good.
Ferguson working almost exclusively to the body now. And he comes up with the left hook. Mercer reduced to hitting the top of Ferguson's head and not doing that much damage.
At this point, Mercer's behind on points.
Yeah, I would have to think so.
You just can't depend on knocking a guy out all the time. Though he's weak, Ferguson is weak, hasn't had a lot of wins, but the Garden can bring something out of you that's never been brought out of you before.
And Mercer is so open and easy to hit that Jesse gulls him with one of the oldest tactics in the book, looking at the chest and firing at the head and getting away with it.
That's exactly what he's doing. Exactly, it's a trick.
It's a gym trick, right?
Oh, gym trick. But he's been paid by managers and trainers to go there, work the body, that's all. He's become a real pro at being efficient at throwing right hands, whatever you describe or prescribe, he goes out there and do it.
Now Mercer gets in a couple of right-hand shots and gets the fluid to flow from Jesse Ferguson's nose. But when Mercer goes inside, he leaves himself open, and Ferguson comes right back with body shots.
Behind the head.
Good left hook, good right cross from Jesse Ferguson. Ferguson continues to stare at Mercer's chest and hit him in the chin with startling effectiveness.
Good, very good.
If Ferguson is in condition, he can make a lot of people very nervous during this fight. People in Mercer's corner
And Bowe's corner?
and Riddick Bowe's people.
You got a slow jab. Take the jab out. You know how to take the jab out.
He's landed some good headshots. Mercer is covering up his head. He goes to the body.
Got it? Okay? Take your
Jesse
time.
Ferguson has been around the block a few times.
You're right back in the ball game.
Always finish with a punch to the body.
Check it out.
You know, if Jesse Ferguson could weed Ray Mercer out of the ranks, he might just speed up the championship fight timetable of one George Foreman. Push George along a little bit in the rotation here.
Well, with two champions, everybody thinks if he makes a good showing, he's going to have a shot somewhere along the way. And it's inspiring everybody to get out in the morning and run a few miles, George.
Exactly. Think about Jesse Ferguson. He went to his corner this time after being ahead, landing a lot of punches. He just seemed enthusiastic, like, I got him. He just sat there as though he doesn't have a lot of belief in himself.
Is that a sparring partner's mentality?
I think so. It's like, hey, I'm not going to win this. You got to feel like you're going to win. Good right hand that opens the cut.
Boy, that was a solid right hand by Ferguson. But, you know, maybe he doesn't get excited, George, because he's had the experience of being in fights and not getting a break from the judges. He is the one who's expected to lose.
Now, Mercer's going to start bleeding on that left side pretty quick if he don't keep his hands up. You don't have to be hit with a solid shot, just constantly being touched in the same spot.
Mercer trying to take a page from Ferguson's book and lead over the top with the right hand. Jesse goes back to the body and now comes upstairs with the left hook. Body, body, left hook. Not bad for Ferguson. Mercer putting more pressure on now.
You just walked into this arena and you didn't know which one was which. You would think the guy in the purple trunks was the one they wanted to fight in May.
Exactly what it looked like. But I think he's falling prey to just staying in there, trading shots, keeping your head in there for this guy to hit you with your short shot. That's the old sparring partner. Let's talk a little bit.
He's trying to lull Ferguson.
Ferguson is starting to exchange conversation. It's like, I'm your sparring partner.
Ferguson rocking Mercer with a right hand to the body.
And he's talking to him.
Yep. He is basically talking trash now to Ray Mercer. He's saying, you ain't got nothing.
And that really intimidates a young guy with experience. Mercer's not young, but he's young as far as experience is concerned.
Yeah.
Well, that left hook is going to last for 3 rounds.
Clean break, step back. Good.
Ferguson with a little blood around the right nostril. Hard-working Jesse Ferguson. Comes out of eastern North Carolina, grew up in the tobacco fields, where you learn to work long and hard.
Well, the fight is starting to turn a little bit now. Mercer's been able to hit some hard shots now, taking the effects on Ferguson.
Yeah, who hasn't had a lot of fights in recent years and maybe expected to run out of gas pretty easily. Jesse probably didn't come here expecting to do this well. He may be thinking to himself now, I wish I had trained a little bit harder.
We're going to get far here. We're going to deep breath. I'm going to catch him.
Go ahead, Hank.
Let me work him. 2. Right here. You understand me, Jesse? You just tapped him with it. Left hook and drop the right hand.
Don't let him time you with this jab.
Bring him back up. Lay back over the right hand again. Touch him. Touch him. You know what I mean? He's slow. He's slow as hell, Jess. But you're waiting too long.
All right, second time. Let's go.
Don't let him time you with the jab. Right?
I don't know if Ferguson's excited, but the people in his corner are. So maybe that'll transfer to him.
Round 4.
All right, Harold Letterman, shall we take a look at your scorecard? What have you got, Harold?
Jim, 30-27, 3 rounds to none, favored Jesse Ferguson. I think he's the busier guy, the effective aggressor, landing the better shots, and Ray Mercer's just fighting a lazy fight. I think Ferguson's stealing it so far.
Clean break.
I've got it exactly the same way.
At some point or other, being a professional sparring partner starts to rub off in your life too much. You just don't go for it. And I think that's what's happening to Jesse Ferguson at this point. There was a time he could have went for it, and he just didn't.
Well, maybe he'll find the motivation if he keeps landing punches like that. He just bounced 2 jabs off of the face of Ray Mercer with absolutely no opposition whatsoever. Mercer doesn't really try to block punches. It's not a part of his routine.
No, he seems to enjoy being hit. With Rocky Marciano, sometimes he didn't mind because he knew he was going to be hit a lot anyway, so it doesn't hurt you as much.
Jake LaMotta enjoyed being hit.
What Ollie said was Joe Frazier was disappointed if you didn't hit him.
And if you missed him, he got upset.
Ferguson landing over the top of the right hand. It would be so easy for him to cut Mercer if he keeps landing like this.
You know, one of the things we're forgetting here is that I don't think Mercer's in great shape. I don't know what his best weight is, but 238 seems awfully big. He was not a super heavyweight when he fought in the Olympics. He was a heavyweight. He weighed down around 200 pounds. So he doesn't have the real heavyweight power, but he is very strong. And here he's obviously not done a lot of his homework for this fight.
That's right. And one of the things Ferguson screamed in his ear a few rounds ago, he said, "You didn't train for me, Mercer. You didn't prepare for me, Mercer."
All right, break.
I think Mercer said, "You're right."
If he didn't, he was lying. Oh, right hand by Ray Mercer. Didn't seem to hurt Ferguson all that much. He tries to come back with a right of his own. The one area in which Mercer has an indisputable edge, he's the harder puncher.
That's right. And sometimes you get hit on the top of the head with those shots. Though you swing back, you're really hurting. All it takes is 2 more well-executed shots to drop it. And Mercer got hurt that time.
That was a good right hand by Jesse Ferguson.
Boy, if this is an easy fight, which it's supposed to be for Mercer, I don't want to be in any hard.
Great.
Come on.
Tommy,
Beautiful, Jess.
how are you? I keep,
You ain't
how
that
you doing?
shit. Way to work.
His name will be.
No,
Come on, don't worry about that, Jess. Look,
Bullshit.
you keep boxing him, keep boxing. I want you to set down on your hook, right? This time, double it up. Double the hook, right?
Halfway point. Work his body more. Start with the body, then come to the head. He's pulling back on you. So then you got to stay close to him, work his body. When you move him back, he's just stepping back, he's pulling back. Before you start punching, make him move back, then you start punching.
I'm going to have to box him a little bit.
Give him
Go on
angle.
inside.
Give him angle.
Yes. I'm sorry, but I can't see the monitor because my monitor is dead, and they say they can't fix it until after this fight.
Round 5.
All right, round 5 begins. Jesse Ferguson and Ray Mercer in what has so far been a little bit of an unexpected battle in the sense that Jesse Ferguson seems to have had the tactical advantage, certainly has landed punches more regularly than Mercer, and has outlanded Mercer with power shots, 102 to 35 by punch stat computation. Mercer going to have to hope that with his superior power, he can wear Jesse Ferguson down.
I think it's a little too late for that, but Mercer is showing a good left jab. I wonder why he didn't use it earlier.
But why do you think it's too late for him to wear him down with power?
Because may be behind on points, and I mean, he's using his left jab, but it's something he should have been doing earlier. You have the judges on your side.
Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of late to pull the judges out now. You got to go for a knockout.
Break, clean break. I'm going to step back.
Otherwise, you can hear some boos if you get a decision. He's actually boxing Jesse Ferguson. This was not supposed to happen, but a good sharp right hand.
Not only that, you know, even if he pulls this fight out, Mercer, if he doesn't start to look better, the media is going to absolutely trash a Mercer-Bowe fight off of this.
And it's one thing to be booed.
And the media is here because there's a heavyweight championship fight coming up.
Right.
So
And
this
because
is
it's Madison Square Garden.
He's supposed to look good in this. Not just win it, but look good. Impress everybody how he can give Riddick Bowe a battle.
And he's not fulfilling that prerequisite at all.
So it's not just winning here. If he wins ugly, That's ugly for him.
And it's been ugly so far.
But we're not going to tell the media about this.
Yeah, we'll keep it a secret. It is one thing to be booed out in a third-floor room in a casino hotel in Atlantic City, which is where Mercer would normally be fighting at this stage of his career. But to be booed here would be a whole different trip.
All of this has come about because he allowed this guy to hit him in the body with those sneaky shots early on. And you just don't have that reach down and go get him power later. He's trying to wake his body up and trying to get his strength back together.
Yeah, but what's happened here, George, is that Mercer is backing off the Ferguson.
That's what's happening.
It's supposed to be the other way around.
He has no choice because his power is gone. He's hoping for one burst in the next couple of rounds to kind of pick up.
So his power's been negated by Ferguson's body punching. And to produce to boxing, he doesn't have the tools to deal with even a rudimentary boxer like Jesse Ferguson.
Right. If he had not allowed him to get hit him with those body shots early on, it wouldn't be like that. Now he's winning the battle of the jabs. He's doing a good fight.
And he caught Jesse with a short right hand to end round 5, but Ferguson appears not too much the worse for wear as he walks back to his corner.
He's coming nice and use the jab, but you're not throwing the right hand. As soon as you get him coming to, let that right hand go, straight right hand. Don't load up. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't let him, you can run, you make him run into the right hand. Okay? Because you got him coming. When he's coming, you jab, 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 then right hand. But don't load up on it. Just let it go. Don't try to kill him with it.
Okay.
Just let it go, and he'll be there. Yeah.
All right, this is becoming a different kind of fight now. Mercer, the boxer, against Ferguson, the brawler. Ferguson throwing those 2 punches. And Jim, just now in his corner, Ferguson, he's going to run now. Damn it!
Well, the theater of the unexpected. Jesse Ferguson finds himself in tactical control against a Ray Mercer who was scheduled to whack him out of here en route to a heavyweight title shot against Riddick Bowe.
He's been given instruction, Mercer has, by his corner, to move and circle to his left and draw the guy to a straight right hand. He started off and threw the right hand too quick. Now, Jesse Ferguson knows exactly what he's trying to do. He's too wise. Now, if he starts backing off and jabbing, you're not going to fool him.
Oh, there's a solid left hook by Ferguson. Mercer, though, once again appears unfazed. And, hey, let's face it, if he can take Tommy Morrison's left hook, he can take Jesse Ferguson's left hook.
These kind of shots snap you and take your vision away momentarily. You don't want to be hit with too many of them. Though you don't get knocked down, you can't see very well.
This is a little shot, landing long shots.
And Mercer completely changing his style. The power puncher, Mercer, has thrown twice as many jabs now in the bout as power shots.
Seems to me all of the guys celebrate too quick. You see the whole family in town, everybody's hanging around them. It's like a big celebration. They come in this fight not prepared for a real war.
Well, you know, when Mercer fought Larry Holmes, he blew a shot at the title against Evander Holyfield. Everybody in the world thought Mercer was going to win. He loses. And he is in real danger here of blowing another shot at the title.
And guys, on a night where Jesse Ferguson dominates Ray Mercer, I guess you got to make Michael Dokes even money against Riddick Bowe, right?
Ray Mercer's counting on one good right hand. He's counting. He's hoping. He's got to be there.
The last time he landed a short right hand against Ferguson, Ferguson shook his head and smiled as if to say, nope, that isn't going to get it.
You know, it's interesting that Rock Newman, who has been brilliant in matching Riddick Bowe to bring him to the point to get a title, has now matched his next opponent with a guy who just might make him not his next opponent.
Boy.
It just shows he knows his own fighter better than he
Straight
knows.
right hand by Mercer and by Jesse Ferguson, and he tried to finish up with a hook, which is really bold.
I think this has been Jesse's best round. I mean, he's been winning the other rounds, but this one he's winning clearly. Oh, there's a good left hook.
Mercer's holding on. You tell a fighter to throw a right hand, hit him, but you don't ever try to tell him to come back with 3 and get caught. And he's feeling his cheerio.
Round 6, all Jesse Ferguson.
Now he's starting to talk.
Ferguson. We got to knock him out. Hey. Don't do that. We still got it, right? We got to knock him out. That's all we got to do. Now, we got to change up again. Come on, fight him. Fight him a little bit. Tie him up. You tied him up. Tied him up. But you grab his head. Tie his hands up so he can't punch. Don't tie his head up. Tie his hands up.
Well, here we see Jesse Ferguson once again, the long shot, throwing long shots and landing them. And he's throwing combinations as well. He's starting to feel not like a sparring partner. Here's that flurry at the end with a clean right hand. And in Mercer's corner between rounds, they're telling Mercer he's got to win by a knockout. And he's got to go after this guy now.
Well, if you believe Harold Letterman's scorecard, that is exactly the case. Harold, he's run out of rounds.
I think he's out of rounds. I mean, he's behind 6 rounds to none, 60 to 54. He's going to have to do something sensational to pull this fight out. It's all Jesse Ferguson.
And by punch stat numbers in round number 6, Ferguson landed 22 power punches, only 4 for Mercer.
The one thing about it, you can get too overconfident with a good puncher. You start finishing up with hooks. The next thing you know, you're getting off the canvas. And that could be happening to Jesse Ferguson. I think Mercer's 1, 2 and forget about the 3.
I think Mercer's talking to him now and he's saying, what are you doing in here? I'm supposed to fight for the title in 2 months.
Ferguson's shots begin to have a little more vinegar in them. He's punching harder, George.
Yeah, they could make a mistake. But this guy survives and thrives on being hit. Sometimes when you're 238 and you're looking for that little extra energy, it is not there.
But Jesse's got to remember to defend himself, even while getting happy at how easy it is to hit Ray Mercer.
That's right. Mercer's corner told him to go out there fighting, and he just didn't have enough energy to go out there and fight. You shouldn't try to talk back to this guy. Just forget about the conversation.
Move. Step back.
Trying to tell Ferguson, hey man, you trying to mess me up. Ferguson is saying, I know it. Maybe he told him before the fight, oh, you know, it'd just be a little workout. Tricky fighters will do that. They'll tell you, don't hurt me. You're just going out there to make this money, okay? And you say, okay, and the next thing you know, you're on the camp.
There was a famous fight movie, or at least a great fight movie called The Setup.
Robert Ryan.
With Robert Ryan. He was supposed to lose, and he didn't.
So we're watching The Setup with Jesse Ferguson, right?
You got it.
Mercer is saying, oh, look at he's telling him, come on, man, don't do this.
I think maybe Mercer's trying to make a deal with him.
That's what he's trying to do.
7 rounds down, and a very nervous Rock Newman watches from ringside as Jesse Ferguson tries to obliterate the best laid plans of Newman, Bowe, and Mercer.
No, come on.
Now Ferguson doesn't even want to sit down. Now. He's ready to quit.
Go it. Little bit. Do it, baby. Do it. Come on. You gotta win the last 2 degrees. Come on. I got him.
Ferguson is like he doesn't want to win now.
Finish strong. Stay in his face. Hey, you in shape, Jess? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You in shape, Jess? Hey,
He's quitting. Ferguson is actually quitting the fight.
He's trying to quit. He's trying to quit, and his corner is telling him that he's in good enough shape to stay with it.
As Jesse, right here we see in this last round that the
outrage.
Well, what do you think? Is Jesse going to take the fall?
Jesse Ferguson.
That was a foul guy, believe me. The move is starting.
Round 8.
Is Jesse Ferguson run out of steam?
No way.
Is that what we think?
Oh, he's crossing Mercer. A double cross.
I'm not sure he wanted to quit, George. I think he's just very, very fired up and excited about his sudden chance to win this fight. Ferguson may be thinking about all the years when he didn't get the kind of preferential treatment.
You think they're trying to make a deal in there? You think Mercer's offering him a cut of his championship fight, George? I beg your pardon. They better draw up the papers.
I think it may be too late to negotiate with Jesse Ferguson. I think Ferguson is hearkening back to all the years when he didn't get the kind of preferential treatment that Mercer has gotten all along. Remember, Holmes was supposed to be a setup for Mercer and a stepping stone to a championship fight himself.
You know, it's a shame when a boxer starts trying to be a promoter in the ring.
You know, at this point, guys, all jokes aside, even if Mercer was to somehow come on and stop this guy, or the guy ran out of gas, I think it's going to be hard to make that match against Riddick Bowe.
No, this is too embarrassing.
I'm telling him he's taking a whooping.
Jesse Ferguson is saying no deals. No deals. I'm sorry. I've been paid by many managers to work fighters. This time, I'm winning.
Mercer's talking to him again.
Whoops. Crashing, bleeding.
Mercer doesn't even have the energy left to make a good show.
Mercer doesn't have the energy left to make a good deal.
If Ferguson wins this fight, it's the greatest proof yet that boxing is honest.
And if the judges were somehow to go the other way,
then the opposite would be true.
just pawing in there, George. He doesn't have anything.
Mercer doesn't have enough left to make a good deal.
Oh, my man.
Come on, we got to get through. I'll put it on down. Way to work.
We got 2 rounds to go, Mercer. We got to do it this round. All right? You got to get in this round. It ain't even close. It ain't even close, man. But, hey, you going to give up on the...
Well, there's the man who manages the man who beat the man who beat the man who beat the man.
Rock Newman is probably going to sing Rock.
Left for me. Let me find my faith in thee.
6 minutes.
Jump in his fucking face.
You got 2 more rounds. 9 to 10.
Come on, Jess.
Second down.
You go 20 rounds.
6 minutes.
Come on, Jess.
6 minutes.
Come on, Jess. Upset. Upset. Come on,
The
Jess.
famous cry of Angelo Dundee in the first Ray Leonard-Tommy
Round
Hearns
9.
fight.
Now a
6
corner
more
cleaner.
minutes, son.
That's right.
We ain't never got you before.
Mercer going back to the jab, which has served him so neutrally throughout the fight.
This has got to be a gigantic test for Ferguson because he's worked by instruction from so many other fight managers and trainers to do what you're told so much. How can he at this point change his life and say, I will not obey? Probably his greatest test.
it's a matter of pride, you suspect. A chance to go back to Philadelphia with his head held high for once in his life.
It's a hard thing to disobey. All you accustomed to.
You're going to be happy for Jesse if he gets this decision, George?
Yeah, because it'll change the attitude of a lot of fighters out there who've been sparring partners, who've allowed guys to whip them because they were supposed to win. He's crossing over into new territory. He's always had the ability, but he just had this bowed-down spirit.
He's thumbing his nose at the boxing establishment tonight.
Let him go.
Well, it's just proving that Ray Mercer is a tough guy, but an extremely limited guy. We've watched him since those '88 Olympics. We've seen him time and time again get into wars with other fighters who weren't supposed to be in there with him and eventually wear them down.
He got in with a sparring partner who's been in there with some of the hardest hitters in the world, who's accustomed to being knocked around. He's not going to panic because you don't hit the floor or you recuperate. That's what he's been paid to do. He's there trying to make a deal. Let's make a deal.
Well, if you're going to make a deal, you got to be able to close. And I'm not sure that Mercer has a closer anymore.
Ray Mercer has been told repeatedly in his corner that he has to stop this man, and he doesn't even appear to be trying.
He doesn't have the power because of the earlier body shots.
That's right.
Sapped it away from him. He doesn't have anything.
George, you spotted that in the very first round of the fight. You told us what was going to happen if he kept taking body shots.
Because they didn't hurt him, he was not aware that he was being robbed of all his strength. He just didn't know. Inexperience.
And because he's not in shape.
Beauty. One more, baby. One more. Come here, baby. Sit down and take a rest. You deserve it. One more. Sit down. Sit down.
Jesse, come on. We must be on our way now, right? Now,
This is the last round we're
This is the time I
winning.
want you to double up on the hook. Double up on. You can't miss him. He's there all night for you, right?
Ferguson is sad because he's breaking tradition. He can't be happy about this.
I'm going to get it.
We gotta have it, man.
Man, I can't.
We gotta have it, boy.
Come on, bro. Head up, bro. Let's do that.
George, you telling me that Ferguson is sad because he's winning the fight?
Don't be a man.
He's breaking tradition. He just wasn't supposed to do it, and he's doing it. And he's sad about it.
Last round, we're going to
Could it mean the end of his career? Does it mean that he won't get the kind of bookings he's been getting for the past few years as an opponent?
It's just something that happens inside of you. He's made a deal with himself that he can't do.
You know, I heard Mercer say to his corner,
touch him up.
man, oh man.
Step back. Last
It's like
round.
he got nothing left to spend.
And
And he
Jesse
knows it.
Ferguson stood up and saluted the crowd and pumped his fist, and the crowd behind us stood and cheered. They know what they're watching. And now you have 3 minutes of drama. 3 minutes in the career of Jesse Ferguson, professional sparring partner.
Let him go.
And it's kind of sad because Jesse Ferguson knows that he's crossed into a different territory. He'll never be considered a sparring partner and a nice guy to get into the ring with. But
He'll never get these shots as an opponent again.
Never.
He may not get the same kind of paycheck.
Well, you can believe Riddick Bowe won't take that chance with him. The thing about sparring partners, they become in-the-ring trainers. They know everything.
Well, it was too easy, George. I mean, how could he not have won this fight? It was right there for him from the beginning of the fight.
Just perfect. Mercer just didn't believe he crossed tradition. Break tradition, he just couldn't believe it.
Well, and Jesse just decided that he couldn't be that bad. That as bad as he would have to be to lose to Ray Mercer, he wasn't going to be that bad tonight. Blood streaming from Mercer's mouth.
Now, Ferguson still better be a little careful. This guy has power. He's got power everywhere.
Well, he's had power at times in his career, but now he's backing up and throwing jabs in a round in which he needs a knockout to win.
And Mercer is thinking, how much time do I have to get out of danger and get a knockout?
He's got less than a minute to change his life. Isn't that amazing?
Well, you can't score knockouts throwing these pawing jabs that Mercer's throwing. He's not trying, George.
He just doesn't have the power, just enough to get himself hurt throwing the jab, to get him countered. He's thinking about being countered over that right hand now.
Yep. And he took all those body shots early in the fight, and it took a lot more out of him than he suspected would be the case. There's the left hook as he tries to do it with one punch. There's another one. No zip on it. One of the businessmen in Ray Mercer's life shouting 20 seconds, Ray, and Mercer has nothing to respond with. It's all Ferguson down the stretch.
Close the door for a final round rally for Ray Mercer.
Well, these are the moments that make us love this game. It's just a triumph of spirit and will. They want me up there. You want me up on the ring apron?
Come here. Turn around.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Madison Square Garden, we've got the scoring. Judge Don Nodecker observed 96-94, while Judge Steve Weisfeld, he watched it at 99-91. And Judge George DeGabriel, he observed 97-94 for the winner by unanimous decision, Jesse Ferguson. Ferguson.
Going up there.